to you about the arpeggios and the fast arpeggios. So, do you remember what Eugene said about them last week? About playing them fast? What did he say in the lesson? I thought it was pretty interesting.
He said that you could go faster than the brain can think.
Mm-hmm. And he said the way to go faster than the brain can think is to be willing to take a risk and make lots of mistakes. That's kind of what I heard him say, right?
Yeah.
So your brain doesn't like to do that because you want to make things really nice. I know that. And that's a good thing for lots of parts of violin, but it's not so good for this particular thing. So I have 2 suggestions on how you could practice it. You could practice added out. Yadam, yadadam, yadadam. Right? Another thing you could practice is you could set the metronome for, click, click, click. And you could just try to fit in the first note and the last note. And then you could try to fit in, so can I see? Obviously I don't play the violin, but one thing you could do is, let's say you're doing this arpeggio. Those are the 2 clicks. Yeah, da 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 da, right? So in other words, your only goal is to make it really slow, like make 2 clicks on the metronome really slow. Bum, bum, ba-da-da-da-dum, bum, ba, ba, ah. Just try to fake all the notes in the middle, but get the first and the last. Why don't you try that? Here, I'll hold the metronome. In other words, give your brain a reason to make mistakes and go faster. Obviously, you can't do, we're not doing the G major scale, but what scale are you doing?
D.
Okay, so play me the first note and the last. Good. Now do it in the same bow. Bum, bum. Right. Now that was faster than you played it. Well, but now you're doing arpeggio. So bum, ba ba bum ba, bum. Right. But you know what? I don't want you to try to put vibrato on. That's really going to slow you down. We're not going to do this for vibrato when we're all finished, right? So don't put vibrato in now. All same bow. And you're not going to, you're going to want to use as much bow as you want. So in other words, get to your tip. Frog, tip. Get your bow stroke down before you add your fingers. Don't take it off. Don't take it off the string. Just go like this. Okay, show me where the arpeggios are. Do it. So, in order to do this trick, you have to decide which notes go on the down bow. Which notes go on the down bow? Ba-da-da-da, which ones?
What?
When you play the arpeggio, which notes are on the first down bow?
D, F sharp, and A.
D, F sharp, and A? All right. Play those 3 notes as fast as you can. Yadam. Okay, now play it faster. And where do you want to be when you start going up bow? Okay. Good. So now, that's what I'm saying. Break it up a little bit. Okay? So how many bows is it? 1 da 2 da da, 3 da da, 4 da da, right? It's 4 bows long, isn't it?
And a half, so there's...
Well, show me the bows. 1 bow. Okay, so write out which notes are on. Okay, give me a piece of paper or get a pencil. Where's your pencil? Here. So just write down here. The first one is what? 1
D,
D,
F sharp,
F sharp,
A,
A.
D.
These are all in one bow?
No!
Okay, where's the next bow? This is the first bow?
Yeah.
Okay, what are the numbers that go here?
2, 4, 2.
And is this a down bow? Yes? Okay. Now, put your violin down and write the up bow. And then write the down bow, just like this. 2, 4, 2, up. Okay? And then you can work on getting it faster.
Should I pause the video so it doesn't take tons of time?
I think that's a great idea. Did you finish writing that out?
Yes.
Okay. So, what I'm hearing is that it's really hard to try to let loose. So, what I want you to do is use the metronome, or don't use the metronome, and go 2, 4, 2, 1. 2, 4, 2, 1. Da 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 da. I want you to do that as fast as you can, and then do da 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 da. Okay, do you understand? Here, I'll do it on piano. Okay, so you can hear what I'm talking about. So. And then just keep adding. Okay? I can't really do it on piano, but try it. slowing down halfway through, practice those. So you did, wait. Practice the down bow, then practice the up bow. What's the What are you doing? I'm asking you. You wrote it. Well, you have too much stuff on there. Come on. God. Here, just put that on my bed. Okay? So, you are now practicing D, F sharp, A. Let me hear that as fast as you can. Go. Okay. Ya-da-da. Why are you doing vibrato?
I wasn't doing.
Okay, what's the next note?
D.
Okay, that's going to be an up bow then, right? So start on the up bow. I thought you said the next D is a down bow. So this is what I want you to practice. This line until it's fast, and then this line till it's fast, and then this and this together. Okay? Practice each line separately. And then practice this note on top of it. Ya-da-da-da. Ya-da. Go ahead. Okay, now you have to get these notes as fast as lightning. Is this down, up bow or down bow? How much bow do you think is a good amount to use? A lot or a little?
I guess a little.
I don't know. You might want to ask Marcia or your team. How long do you think it'll take you to do this super fast? Do you think you're going to make it happen in the next 3 minutes? Okay. So your job is to work on each bit of it every day. So let's hear the first one. So if you're trying to fit in a lot of notes, how much bow do you think you should use? A small amount?
I said a long.
Oh, okay. So you think it should be you should be a whole bow?
Wow.
How much bow do you think the first 3 notes should be? And where should you bow it?
From the front to the middle, probably.
Okay, try that. Okay, so that means your next D, F sharp, A is going to start at the middle, right? Okay, so start here. So what I want you to think is that it's 2 notes. Yan, dan, Ya-da-da-dun, da-dun, da-da-da-dun, da-dun, da-da-da-dun, da-dun. And now stick the middle note in. Now try the first three notes. Okay, see if you can make that every day, make it faster and faster. Now do the next set. B, D, F, A. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. So, what I'd like you to do is do each one of them 10 times. And then after you do 10, put a check mark on it. And every day do 10. Da 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 da. One, two, three, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's too slow. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, try it. Yeah, da 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 da. Okay, so all of your bows have been between here and here. So when you start it, don't start at the frog. This is where you like to be, so start it there. Have you ever tried it in one bow?
Yes.
Let me see. Okay, so you're able to do that pretty well. Your fingers seem to know where to go. Now, can you improve the bowing? How do you make the bow on this better? I always think of Danielle's tricks. What did she say to do to make the bow better?
I don't remember.
Okay, well, you play the violin pretty good, kid. What would you say to your student if they needed to make it sound better? Wait till you're 50, then it'll sound amazing. Is that good advice? Just wait till you turn 50?
Mm.
Well, what advice would you give? Lots of advice I've heard on bow is like, keep the bow moving, or put more weight into the bow. Why don't you try putting more weight and keeping the bow moving? You want the bow to go faster or slower?
Faster.
Okay, keep it moving. Make it go faster this time. Okay, see if you can make it go faster and stay off the fingerboard. Okay, do you think it sounds better than when you did it 5 minutes ago?
Not really.
Okay, so maybe this is one of those things that's not going to sound amazing for like a year or two. But it'll get better and better if you practice it.
Okay.
I think your bows are too long, is what I think. Try making your bow a little heavier and faster. Okay. So, it also seems like looking at your bow doesn't help you. Can you try it though? Try watching your bow the whole time. Is that too hard?
I guess.
What?
Nothing.
What? So I didn't come over here to make your job harder. I came over to try to help.
Okay.
So it seems to me this is something that's going to take a long time to get better at. And I think it'd be good if you could come up with some ideas of how to make it better. How do you think it's going to get better besides time? Maybe you're not interested in making it sound better. Maybe that would be the first thing you could do, is change your attitude and decide that this is something really important to you. Because as long as it's not important to you, Miss, I'm staring into nothing, air, and I'm not looking at you, I don't think you're going to come up with any good ideas.
Okay.
What are you going to do next?
There's some other exercises.
Okay? Let's hear it.
Hi.
Hello. No reason to stop. Who are you talking to in the middle of the night?
People from Maida.
But why?
We were in a Zoom.
Why so late?
Okay, it's a long it's a long story, but on the school meme account, some random one of the biggest bully's friends was like following the account, and he started attacking me out of nowhere. But this was like a while ago, and then they went back to the old post and found me, and then they like added like all their friends and all of May back to a group chat, and they started flaming each other. And like they all defended me about it, like, just because they were bullying me for no reason. So, like a bunch of May people just came like defending me and stuff. And then like we just chilled in the Zoom call for 2 hours after. There's no adults there. No one from there was
Great. How do I get off your list?
I don't know.
start. I'm going up to the garage now.
Okay. I might take a break and get a snack.
Huh?
I might take a break and get a snack after like 1 hour, and then I'll move on to my piece
Good.
for another hour.
Okay.
I just took my break. Anyway. Oh, I don't know when my break. I did dance Australia because he was kind of pleased. Anyways. I need to fix it. Okay. Good. Oh, that's better. So, yeah. Before, it's 12:17 and I had 54 minutes. I started at 11, I guess. And so I took a break, but I did tons of stuff of violin. I counted the second page as far as I can go. I can count it then. I don't know if I should though. I forgot what I said. 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 5 triplet, 6 triplet, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 triplet, 6 triplet, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 triplet, 6 triplet, 1 and 2 and 3. Wait. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 triplet, 6 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, University, LMA 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 5 triplets, 16 and 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, university, element 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 and 5 and 6.
And also, someone's been using my anti-dandruff shampoo because I haven't used it in a while and it was basically full. And I used it today and it was almost empty. I don't know who's been using it, but I'm almost out.
Well, probably Bella or Gretchen. So I'll get some more.
Okay, thank you.
So let's go.
Okay, I'm getting my fuse.
198. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 triplet, 6 triplet, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 triplet, 6 triplet, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and a 6 triplet, 1 and 2 and 3. Oh, that's 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 triplet, 6 triplet, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2.
Come on, Chester.
1,
Looks
116.
like you did.
Let's start at 117. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5.
Can you go get me
5
spray
and
from
a
the
6 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet. Should I help with it or
No.
okay? Okay. 118. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 5 triplet, 6 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 5 triplet, 6 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 5 triplet, 6 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 5 triplet, 6 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 5 triplet, 6 and 1 and 2, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 5 triplet, 6 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 5 triplet, 6 and 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 5 triplet, 6 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 5 triplet, 6 and 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 5 triplet, 6.
Here once. Here, shut that. Oh,
Yeah.
Chester. I think you peed on the other one. So now we're even. Chester. Yeah.
So I'm gonna take another break. What I'm saying by break is I'm gonna do some stuff that would waste. I don't know. I guess so.
Will you girls tidy up the kitchen too, please?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that after my practicing. Have a good drive with Sammy.
Huh?
Have a good drive with Sammy.
Oh, thank you.
As I was saying before, I'm gonna take a break where I'm gonna do stuff that like will sometimes waste people's time, but it's gonna be like good, I guess. Like good things, but it kind of wastes a little bit of time. So I'm gonna do some stuff like static, like focusing on something, or I'm just gonna do something. It's 12:29 now, and I've had 1 hour and 1 minute. Most of that stuff was practicing. I'm doing that practically. So I'm gonna practice them off the video again. I'm gonna go help my sister clean the kitchen. Okay, so I finished my practice. So what I did was I played all of my Yoast. I did all of that. I counted all of page 1, and I did all of page 2. I counted all of it. And so I played some from the beginning all the way to the 102. I did all the sheets. I practically did everything. I just did my second half of practice off of video. I'm sorry, I just got really caught up with it and I forgot to turn off my videos.